Hi guys, welcome to episode 13 of the Larry Weekly. I'm Scar, and today's episode is brought to you by me and Sofiane. And for this episode, we wanted to continue our discussion on Larry lyrics analysis and do a part 2. So if you haven't listened to part 1 yet, pause and listen to that one first for some context. And this episode will be focusing on queer coding and stunt-related songs.
So the first thing we wanted to talk about was lyrics that are also a way for artists to queer code. So it's going to be a really short part, just because we did an entire episode about that. So if you want to know more about queer coding, I suggest listening to this one. But I really wanted to talk about Darren Hayes, which is an artist, if you do not know, that kind of became famous, I think, a few months ago, especially in Twitter. Maybe you've seen it, like on your timeline. And this is an artist that queer codes a lot in his songs because in an interview he was talking about the way he was controlled by his music company, just like, can be, and a lot of other artists are also. And so he couldn't really say who he was. He had to like change his hair color to fit the straight narrative, like just do a bunch of stupid stuff. And so in his interview, he basically said that he was trying to tell the world he was gay through his lyrics. And yeah, I think it's always interesting to just talk about other artists that are also queer coding, because otherwise, most people just believe that Larry's are completely crazy for thinking that some artists are just like talking to them through the lyrics of their songs, but actually it's like super common, especially in the queer community, and when you have in front is only interested about money.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely proves that like it's not just Harry and Louis that do it, it's other people as well.
Yeah, definitely. And so our new podcaster, Agate, really wanted to talk about Darren Hayes. So here we go.
Okay, so the second part of this episode that we want to do is songs that we think relate to stunts and stuff like that. And the first one we have is Watermelon Sugar. And I think this one relates to stunts in the way that a lot of people, specifically antis, use this song against Larry's as like, well, this song is talking about, like a female orgasm and stuff. And so it's like, obviously he's talking about a girl and not, a guy, which I can see, but we're not, like, Larry's aren't always pushing the narrative that Harry is completely gay. It's,
Yeah.
He's unlabeled, so it could be anything, he could be bi for all it matters. But so I just think that one, like, it's not always relevant to use that one against Larry's because just because he has a song about female orgasms, it's like, well, no one said that he was strictly gay, so obviously that is very relevant to his sexuality as well, being that he could also be into girls.
Yeah. I think it's just like, Larry's are always considered the one being rude and like intrusive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, here you are the one being intrusive. Like, I mean, our podcast, and I think that most Larrys in general would agree that we are not speculating on the boy's sexuality. Like, we're just looking at facts and trying
Yeah.
to like spread the message that the music industry is extremely homophobic and queerphobic, and that we just want to change that.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not mean that we are putting any labels that the guys do not want. Like, yeah, I mean, I think that no one really cares what is like Harry and Louis' sexuality, like that is not the question. So yeah, some people sometimes just forget the existence that of bi people.
Yeah, for sure. And like at
That
the end of the day, it's not like it's their business before it's our business. Like you don't
yeah,
need.
I mean some subjects are important.
Yeah,
Talking about like the music industry closeting, like yeah, the closeting in the music industry is important,
yeah,
especially talking and just like being intrusive um about like the boy's sexuality is not important and not relevant at all. Like I don't even know where are people going with it, but I'm just like,
yeah,
guys, it's just not gonna help you, any of us. Like this is pure, just I don't know, interest.
yeah, for sure.
And so then we thought it would also be interesting to talk about another song that was not written by Louis or Harry, but was also relevant to talk about songs about stunts. And so this song is called Boys by Aidan Martin. And his song is about being closeted and basically being forced to change his lyrics. And so, yeah, we talked a bit about it on the group. And so basically, Aiden was someone that, like, an artist that was forced to change his lyrics to make it look like it was about girls. And so he made this song that is called Boys, um, that is basically about boys. That's pretty easy to understand. And just, just like, um, talking about this moment of his life. And so they are few lyrics that I think a lot of Larry's could just relate to. Like, um, here's another song I'm gonna write to fit another stereotype, but that's not what I like. Yeah,
Mhm.
they've telling no, yeah, they are telling me to live another life, have a couple kids, and get a wife, but that's not what I like. Like, I'm just handing you this. Like, this is really easy to understand, I feel like. And it could
Yeah,
also just, yeah, it just like is so close to some lyrics that the boys wrote, I feel like.
yeah, yeah. I definitely see how it relates in like the sometimes be. I mean, the boys have definitely been very lucky in their solo careers with having way more freedom to talk about um, what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see across a lot of artists when they sign with labels, it's like they don't realize that they're like selling their freedom to write what they want. And you can definitely see that in some queer instances like this, where they want to write, say about someone, but it's the same gender. And so they're forced to like make it more generalized or about the opposite sex. And I think I see that, quite a lot in songs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think like it's just way more common than you think. Like everyone is always saying, "Oh, like now everyone can be like gay in Hollywood." It's just like so common. Um, like everyone is gay, like in Hollywood. It's just the way it is. No one has any issues with that. Like, yeah, no one had any issue with that. The question, and like, actually, like, it's really cool to be innocent and everything, but it's just like not really the way it works.
Yeah. So for the next one, we have As It Was. And there's a few reasons for this one, mostly for the Leave America, two kids follow her. Um, I know a lot, like when As It Was came out, a lot of people were saying that um, it was because of the whole like octopus having two kids and it being like, you know, her leaving America with the two kids. I know there was also some people that were saying that it was like something about Anne and like the two kids were Harry and Gemma. I honestly don't see that because they lived in um, Holmes Chapel their entire childhood, so I don't see how that could um, be him and his sister, but I can kind of see how that could possibly be about, you know, Octopus and her two kids. Um, and yeah, I mean, obviously there's no context behind like the Leave America line, but for whatever reason, um, I think that might have to do with stunts. Um, and another thing about the two kids follow her thing was when it first came out, there were a lot of people, me included, saying that um, two kids follow her almost sounded like two kids fall in love. It's kind of like whichever one you think about can be the one that you hear. And I think that's really interesting because one way that you hear it is about a stunt, if you know that's how you decide to take it, and then the other one is about, well, obviously Larry. So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's even more interesting when you know that um, Harry and Louis, when they were in One Direction, were like constantly changing the pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
Um, changing the her into his, she into he.
And my
Um,
boyfriend.
yeah, my boyfriend, all of that. And, obviously it was during concert, so it's always a bit hard to understand like exactly what they, just to listen and just exactly what they want to say. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, sometimes it was like pretty obvious. Um, and when it's like repeatedly the same, um, the same change on the same lines, like on the same songs,
Yeah, like
you know,
coincidence? No.
you can just question it. I feel like, um, yeah. And about As It Was, I'm not quite sure. Like, for me, it is absolutely not about Olivia. Like, I just have a really hard time. I mean, I would get it. I do get how it would be, but just if I just look the entire lyrics of As It Was, then I just don't get why would Olivia have to do
Yeah, I definitely don't think the full song is about it,
yeah,
because that wouldn't make any sense, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a line snuck in about it.
that's possible. I don't know because like I think As It Was is also one of Harry's most like mysterious songs.
For
They
sure.
like there have been so many theories what it could be about. And I can't remember who, but like a guest on the podcast, I wonder if it was Alter or Tina, but someone told us, oh, oh no, that wasn't okay. That was just like a TikToker actually, but I've seen someone saying that As It Was to him was about his dad, and I was like,
Yeah, I
oh,
remember
that
that.
is so interesting. Like just a bunch of theories that you probably saw, so it's not really
Yeah.
interesting to talk about it. But yeah, I think it also just depends the way you see and understand the song.
Yeah. And speaking of like As It Was theories, I think it's crazy how the place that it was filmed, which I actually went to when I went to London, but the place where As It Was filmed, like the beginning of the video, um that down like under the bridge is a sign, and there's a guy's name on, well, there's like 10 guys names on it, and one of them, the last name is Tomlinson, and I'm like, you can't tell me that's a coincidence. Like,
Oh, I haven't even seen that. Oh
yeah,
my
I'll
god.
send it to you. I'll send you a
Yeah.
link to it or a picture, but yeah, I just think it's pretty crazy how the sign right under it says that. And then one of the signs on the actual bridge also says Eleanor. And
That's
there's
weird.
like, yeah, like kind of crazy, but
It is.
so next we have daydreaming, and I definitely know I've talked to a lot of people about this one, um, and done some like deep um, dives kind of into the lyrics of this because of mainly I know everyone was really shocked when we heard this and heard the she said love me like you paid me, because like what like love you like you paid me like hello, that's literally screaming. um and I don't know about you, but the only thing I can think of where someone would be paid to love someone is a stunt. So
I mean,
yeah,
you
I mean
can
that
think
one's
of it two different ways. Or it is a stunt, or it is just like a sex worker.
yeah,
And I mean,
and I don't think Harry's that type. So
no, like, mm, why would he have to like pay someone to
yeah,
say?
literally there are thousands of people that would do that for free. He would never need to pay someone.
Yeah, I don't feel like he is so obsessed about sex like to the point to pay someone.
Yeah, he's
I
definitely
mean,
not. He's so like respectful. He's way too respectful of a person to do that.
yeah, I feel like he would know. I mean, don't know him personally, but I don't think it's his vibe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he is so open with the fans about like his values and personality and everything like that. And yeah, there's I could never picture Harry paying a sex worker for anything like that. Like that it blows my mind this like someone may even have thought that, you know. So, yeah, no.
Yeah. So
I
like I mean both way like I mean, yeah, there are only two ways to see this lyric. One is not possible, so we like,
yeah.
the only answer can be taught, so
Yeah, and also the fact that like there literally was a stunt and there has been a few over the years. So it's like it would be different if there was no evidence of a stunt, but like hello, Taylor, Kendall, Olivia, like I mean the list goes on. Like yeah.
defo.
Um so yeah, that's that one. And then the last one we have is Always You. Um And for this one, I think it's just focused on the first line, I went to Amsterdam without you. And then obviously then all I could do was think about you. Um however, in a interview a few years back, there was I can't remember the name of the interview. But Louis was asked like what the song was about, and he answered that it was about how he went to Amsterdam with Eleanor. Now, I don't know if I'm like just bad at math or something, but I'm pretty sure I went to Amsterdam without you means you went without the person. Um, and if he said he went to Amsterdam with Eleanor, that obviously means that there's someone that didn't go and was worthy enough to have a song written about. So I, yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't think that was just a mistake. um,
No, I don't think so.
so yeah, I mean, personally, I definitely think that that song is about. I mean, at least that part of that song is about Harry. Because who else would that part be written about? Um, and I could definitely picture myself in Louis' situation where it's like he's say got stunt Eleanor and then is forced to go to Amsterdam with her or to bring her along at least, and then wishes that he was there with someone else who would be Harry. Um, so I can definitely see that. But yeah.
Yeah. So that is it for the songs. However, this is the first episode we've filmed since Harry's music video for music for our sushi restaurant has been released. So yeah,
I love I love the music video. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm just gonna say he is a genius. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like when people use that word over and over again because I'm just like, sometimes it's just like normal and yeah, but like this one, I I just found it so interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot to break down, and like
There
feel
is a lot.
I feel like it was so I think the reason we were so shocked by it was because all of his other music videos have been very like put together and in the same theme, and like not saying that this one's not put together, but they're more like they all have like a similar theme. Like if you look at, Falling or Lights Up, um or Watermelon Sugar, like they stay kind of pretty continuous throughout the whole thing. But this one was weird. Like we started on a beach, and then he was an octopus, or not, well, octopus slash
Siren, kind of like.
merman, I
Oh yeah,
guess. Yeah.
mermaid.
And
Sorry.
then like almost got eaten alive. And like it was just so like hectic.
Oh my god, yes, but also like it was just so interesting when you like go just like do a deep dive into like what is it really about and just like the meaning of this music video. Like, and we were like this entire episode was basically about stunts and queer coding, and like his entire music video is basically about like the music industry just like using him until um he um he cannot sing anymore, like in the music video. It's just basically like, he's, I don't know. Yeah, like until I don't know how to wrote like how to word that, but just help me please. I don't have to
No,
word it.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
um just basically, yeah, like the music is like using him until he cannot
Yeah.
do anything anymore. And
Yeah. I also think it's really crazy how for the almost the entirety of this whole stunt, we've called her Octopus, and he came out like in the video as like a octopus looking thing. It's like, what? You can't tell me that that just happened by coincidence.
yeah, I mean like he was more a mermaid,
Yeah.
but
But like with the tentacles, it kind of was giving.
yeah. Oh no, actually yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is also really interesting. Like a few weeks later, they broke up. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
for
I mean, we all predicted it.
think
We
about
gave
it.
it less than like a month after Don't Worry Darling came out, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep. Just as we said. And then people are just gonna say again, that's just a coincidence. No, it is not. We've been talking about it for the last two
Like we've
years.
been telling you guys for this whole time.
Um, you know, at some point you just have to listen to us. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think, and this is also just so surprising that just everyone let him release this music video as it is, um just because like his criticism of the music industry is just so clear to see. So like it just feels a bit strange that just, all of his team or hasn't understood it, which I
Yeah.
mean they are not dumb, so I guess they did.
Mm.
Um or just let it happen. And it also means that I don't know, like maybe it means something. And I'm just pretty excited yeah, pretty excited to see what is gonna happen next, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, there's so much to it.
Yeah, but I really loved it. Like just talking not even about like the meaning or any of those stuff, but just like focusing on the aesthetic. I just loved it.
Yeah.
Found it so intelligent, and I probably felt like it was like Harry directing the whole music video. Like it just
Yeah.
felt way more like him than price of like watermelon sugar. Like it was just a bit too, how can I say that? I don't know. It felt like too put together to be something that Harry would
Yeah, you can
create.
definitely see him and his like crazy personality in this a lot. And
Yeah.
like how cuz like honestly like Harry is a comedian. Like he is very funny and obviously in his own way, but you can definitely see that come through in the video because of how random and hectic it is. And like all the little details are just very like him. And obviously he didn't do that all by himself, but like it starts with his idea, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But so I'm really happy actually to be able to just see that in his new album, because at some point we're just like, oh, maybe it's just going to be another album with stunt lyrics, for example, and stuff like that, and actually not at all. And it
Yeah.
just feels like he can be himself more and more. Not, yeah, I if it's just gonna continue or not, but yeah, it is very refreshing
Yeah.
for now on, and I hope it will continue to be that way.
Yeah, for sure.
So now it is time for the speed round. The question of the day is, what is your least favorite One Direction or Harry or Louis song? But we can't explain why. And that is a good thing that we are far away from each other, because
Yeah.
we might end up
We
killing.
strongly disagree on this, but it's okay.
We're okay. This is a safe space, and we treat people with kindness
Except for
here.
Sofiane right now.
Um,
It's
sorry.
safe for everyone but her.
Excuse me. All right. Well, go first. I'm gonna see if you deserve to live or die.
Okay. Um so I'm not gonna give an explanation, but I will just say this isn't a least favorite. It's not that I don't like it. It's just like if I if there was one I had to like skip, I guess it would be it. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. I love the song, but it's "I Wish" from Up All Night.
I mean, I get you in a way. Like,
I just feel like it's one of the least like relevant. Like I feel like most One Direction songs you could go up to someone and be like, who is this by, and they could guess. But I Wish, it's like it just feels like no, it's like love the song, but I feel like sometimes it's a little irrelevant.
all right, so
Yeah.
just like not good in the album for you.
Well, no, I like the song. I just sometimes forget about it.
All right. Well, all right. I don't think that was that shocking.
Yeah.
Maybe, but apparently mine is really shocking. All right. So, I'm just gonna go for my least like Harry's one, because, yeah. For now, I don't really skip any of Louis' song. Um, but if he starts doing country music just like Harry does,
Oh my god,
it
Harry
might
isn't
happen.
even that country.
All right. So my least favorite. I mean, I do have two. And Carolina. Yeah.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
I
I am appalled, shocked and appalled by you.
Yeah, and I will stand by that. I just do not like those songs. I mean, I cannot. I'm not even supposed to explain why, but since Scar might end me, I'm just gonna do it anyway.
But
All right, so I don't like country music, as you might have understood. I
it's
think
not country.
I'm sorry. It sounds like country music to me. I don't like that. I don't like I don't like the way it sounds. It just sounds weird to me. And yeah, like I mean, Canyon Moon is okay. Carolina is a no. This is a no for me. Thank you. Go on.
I will
That is a
forever
good thing.
hold that against you.
But I mean, what is a good thing is that Harry now has like is a grown up man and understood what I just said, because there is no more any like there is no more country music in his new album. So
Oh my gosh.
that is the thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
uh,
done.
that is. I'm just speaking.
They are
I'm
not
just
the
telling you.
facts.
I'm. Please tell me some other people feel the same way as I do about Carolina, at least. Like
I
I
mean,
just.
when I hear people say their least favorite Harry songs, it's usually like Watermelon Sugar or Adore You or like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, the
I would.
amount of people I hear say From the Dining Table is crazy, but I hear that. Um
Well, that is just mean.
yeah, I hear like Sunflower, Lights Up, not Lights Up a whole bunch, but like um
I mean, I really do get like why would you say that single, like, just singles or your least favorite, because just like listen to it so much, especially when it's like Harry, so you just like listen to it.
yeah.
I was like every music station, like literally at some point I could yeah, I would have been able to say as it was, because I was just so fed up with just it being everywhere.
So that's it for today. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Larry Weekly. We hope you've learned something new and something other than the fact that Sofiane doesn't like Carolina and Canyon Moon. um, this is our series on lyric analysis, so make sure to listen to part 1 and don't hesitate to give us any other ideas if you want us to continue the series. If you want to be a part of this journey, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at The Larry Weekly to keep up with all podcast-related news and exclusives. See you next Friday for a new refill.